Not long ago, on an evening no one quite knew how to dress for, there was a gathering of the world's most famous detectives, who by chance were also the world's most duplicitous murderers. They had devised a unique competition where they earned points for solving crimes and points for committing them. Each detective was equipped with 2 murder weapons. Look at the prompt on your device to see the first one you'll draw. But be cautious. As a murderer, you also have a calling card, a letter from your own name that you must include in your drawings. Do your best to hide the letter as part of the image, like so. If your calling card is too obvious, your fellow detectives may spot it and trace the weapon back to you. Draw 2 weapons and hide your calling card now. By the way, if you've played before, you can turn off tutorials in the settings menu. I promise not to take it personally.
Fundamental.
Your time's half gone. You should be starting your second drawing.
First rate.
Each detective had brought a loyal accomplice disguised as a party guest. Use your device to give your guest a name. Any ridiculous alias will do, but don't leave any clues to your own identity.
Eureka!
Excellent. Now, look sharp. The ball is about to begin.
Everyone, your attention please. Please welcome our honorees for the evening, the world's greatest detectives.
He wouldn't be so thrilled if he knew you like I do.
I'm your host, Lord Tippett. Oh, you're all just as I imagined. Oh, you brought gifts. You can set them down anywhere.
Looks like one of your drawings is out in the open just as well. These gifts represent every type of weapon you'll see this evening, and no detective draws the same weapon twice.
Oh, and we mustn't forget to welcome your esteemed guests. Wonderful. Now, let's just... Egad! We seem to have blown a fuse. Did somebody plug in the margarita machine? At least with you all around, we can be sure there won't be any foul play.
Oh, I wouldn't be so sure. Time for the fun part. Choose a guest to murder on your device. Then guess which detective brought them to the ball. Use your knowledge of what your fellow detectives may have written, or simply take a stab in the dark. If you're the first to figure out who brought a guest, your murder is successful, but your weapon will be left behind as evidence. And hurry, the darkness won't last forever.
Blast, I'm tripping over my fancy lord robes. All's well that ends as snakes alive! 4 of our guests have been murdered!
Each murder earns the perpetrator a secret point. And the longer you get away with it, the more you can earn.
Well, at least we have the world's greatest detectives here to solve these crimes. To my amateur detective board! Aha! We found the murder weapons. Let's start with just 2 of these despicable doodads. If we look carefully, we can tell how many vicious attempts were made on each guest's life.
And if you brought one of these guests, each of those attempts earns you points.
This is peculiar. If I didn't know better, I'd say these weapons are the same as some of the gifts you all brought.
What a coincidence.
Unfortunately, we really only have time to solve one of these cases.
That means the other murderer will get away, for now.
Examine the evidence and talk through your theories. Choose the case you have the best chance of solving.
Well then. Yes,
Oh,
yes.
come on.
Move your feet. Don't ask me why, but I'm the only one with the authority to break this tie. You there. I'm choosing you at random to use my lucky magnifying glass. Use your device to move it over the evidence for a closer look. Now, everyone hurry and vote for who murdered this guest. By the way, you can use the hurry up button to speed up the timer if your fellow
waiting.
detectives are dragging their feet.
Aha. Yoo-hoo. Let's see.
You suspect one of your fellow detectives was the murderer? Fess up, detective. Are you innocent or guilty of this crime?
You call that a conclusion?
Oh, well, this is embarrassing. Still, if any of you did vote for the actual guilty party, I'll see to it you're rewarded with points at the end of the night.
And as for our escaped murderer, keep lying low and there will be even more points in your future.
There's one pair of murders left to examine. Not to step on your toes, but may I suggest actually solving the mystery this time? What senseless violence!
Senseless, but not pointless.
All right, activate your brains.
And if you're a murderer, deflect suspicion onto the other case. Your life depends on it, or at least your sterling reputation.
My.
There, let's extrapolate. Come on.
Oh, come now.
Yoo-hoo.
Don't waste my time.
I didn't want to sway the vote before, but this was one of my closest, dearest friends. I simply can't bear to hold the magnifying glass myself. How about you? I wish I had any idea who the murderer is.
Well, we can eliminate one suspect. Their drawing for this weapon is right in front of us.
Boo. Yoo-hoo. Oh, yes. Come now.
Oh.
Let's
If
see.
the room...
A hung jury? We can't convict anyone without a majority vote. Get it together and vote next time. My party depends on it. As for the murders we didn't get to, I promise we'll get to it later. Now, where did I... Oh, ruddy hell!
It looks like we're running low on weapons and guests. Draw 2 more weapons using the prompts on your device. You'll be hiding the same letter, but it may look a bit different than before. You've used half your time. Don't forget, you have 2 drawings to finish.
Yes!
You're almost out of time.
There you are.
While you're at it, recruit a new accomplice by entering another name. Remember, an accomplice that no one tries to murder doesn't do you any good. Give them a name with style.
Fundamental.
Oh!
Masterfully done.
Oh, I see we have some late arrivals to the festivities. Please join me in welcoming our new guests. I'm happy to see anyone who doesn't know about what just happened. Hey!
Choose another guest and guess who brought them. If you're right, the dark deed will be done.
Don't worry, the coat's on the bed's a great horn spoon!
Heavens, the murder trial!
Even more murders? What an astounding coincidence! I don't care for either, but it's up to you, I suppose.
TikTok. My word.
Interesting.
Yes, yes.
Ready, set, the accuse.
Oh. Aha.
Don't forget you can use the magnifying glass to highlight what you found for your fellow detectives. Well, what do you have to say for yourself?
What's your theory?
Once again, democracy fails us. If no one else has any crimes to commit, the dance floor beckons. Now how about we... Oh, bother.
Practice makes perfect. Give it another go.
If someone doesn't get... Finally a little reprieve from the great Ambrose Burnside! I was going to announce my charity for Wayward Chinchilla, but now I suspect it will be overshadowed by the murders. Ah, yes. Looking at something always is a good way to know about it. Indeed.
Okay, here. Yoo-hoo. Let's see. We're waiting. Shake a leg.
Who shall we pin this one on?
Oh. Yoo-hoo. My word. Come now.
My.
Let's extrapolate.
Let's have it.
Do it again.
You shall have your day in court. Unless the justice system is inherently biased towards the powerful and wealthy. Great work solving that case. I'm keeping track of who votes for the guilty party and awarding each of you points when you're right, even when the rest of the group gets it wrong. Now I think it's time for the midnight. We've still got a ton of unsolved murders, and I am not going back to prison. Look, just take a guess at all of the remaining cases. I'll give you points if you're right, even if the group votes the other way.
And I'll give murderers extra points for every detective they fool into voting for someone else.
Time is running out. Please hurry.
Aha. Yes, yes.
Oh, yeah!
Charming.
There. Yes, yes.
Let's see.
Uh-oh.
Excellent, moving on.
Oh. Hello. Aha.
Interesting.
Come now.
Good. Celebrate later.
Oh, yes. Here. Aha. Well then.
Fancy that. Let's go.
Oh.
My.
Come now.
Bravo.
Uh-oh. Oh, yes.
You're a natural.
Let's extrapolate.
Aha. Aha. We're waiting.
Excellent work, detectives. For the most part. As promised, I've been keeping track of who the best detective is. Let's see who gets the prize.
All well and good, but let's see who the best murderer is. And who brought the most popular accomplices. And our overall winner is...
Congratulations! I wish I could make the after party, but I have several hundred hours of police testimony to give. Goodbye.